Going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss Channel and Victor Information. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. And wow, what a 24 hours it has been. Now, some parts of the country, some of you all are in a snowstorm, like where I'm at in Nashville, trying to catch this flight. You're experiencing storm and severe weathers, so please, please, please stay safe out here. But today we are talking about Antonio Brown. You guessed it, Antonio Brown, AB. There is currently a war of words between Antonio Brown and his now former NFL team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, for those of you who don't know what's going on. Let me catch you up a little bit. Antonio Brown was seen storming off the field, taking off his jersey in the middle of the game, in the middle of the third quarter, during the Bucs' last home away game in New York against the Jets. Now, and AB was cited as saying that shout out to Corey, thanks, and then Janice James thinks that the Bucks are lying. Now, we're gonna tell you, I'm in the middle of telling who we're gonna find out who's lying, either or AB or the Bucks. Now, let's go to AB's statement. I'm going to show you. We're going to read together AB's statement that he put out today, and then we're also going to take a look at the Bucks statement that they have put out via Bruce Arians and the team. So let me go to my Twitter really quick, and I'm going to share my screen. I tweeted this. My Twitter is at JLighty7, at JLighty7. If you want to follow me on Twitter. Now let me share my screen first. I may have to do. Let's see. Let me take this away, and then share my screen. Let's share the screen, and let's take a look at Antonio Brown's statement. Now, this is the statement. It's pretty long, so brace yourself. This is the statement released by Antonio Brown and his team. It says, first of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to the Bucks fans and teammates. The Bucks helped me return to a productive football after I had difficulties that could have ended my career. We worked together to resolve those difficulties, and I always appreciate that. Being a part of the Super Bowl champion team, then a contender, is a dream come true. By the way, guys, if you hear background noise, it is because I'm currently stuck in an airport in Nashville because like I said, in this part of the country, it's like a blizzard outside. So excuse me if you hear that. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's back to the statement. It says, I make mistakes, I'm working on myself, and I have positive influences around me. But one thing I do not shy away from is playing hard on the field. No one can accuse me of not giving it my all every day. Now let's pause right here for a second. What AB is saying is very, very true. AB, all people, even people that don't even like Antonio Brown, have always praised his work ethic. Former teammates like Ryan Clark, who AB and Ryan Clark are not friends. They are not friends, but they were once friends and were once teammates with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ryan Clark always applauds Antonio Brown's work ethic. He said nobody works harder than AB. You got to think Antonio Brown was a sixth round draft pick out of Central Michigan. This man wasn't highly recruited. This man wasn't a first round pick. This man became a Pro Bowler, All Pro, and future Hall of Famer based solely off his talent. Yeah, he had some talent, but his work ethic is second to none, according to many people across the NFL. Now let's continue to read this because it's very long. We need to get all the way through it. It says, I make mistakes. I'm working on myself and I have positive influences around me. But one thing I don't, oh, we already read that. Sorry about that. Because of my commitment to the game, I relented to pressure directly from my coach to play injured. Despite the pain, I suited up. The staff injected me. Now, this is where it gets serious. The staff injected me with what I now know was a powerful and sometimes dangerous painkiller that the NFLPA has warned against using, and I gave it my all for the team. I played until it was clear that I could not use my ankle to safely perform my responsibilities. On top of that, the pain was extreme. I took a seat on the sideline, and my coach came up to me, very upset, and shouted, What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I told him, It's my ankle. But he knew that. It was well documented, and we had discussed it. He then ordered me to get on the field. I said, Coach, I can't. He didn't call for medical attention. Instead, he shouted at me, quote, You're done, while he ran his finger across his throat. Now, coach was telling me that if I didn't play hurt, then I was done with the Bucks. I didn't quit. Now that's big because a lot of people are out here saying that Antonio Brown quit on his team. And he makes that very clear in his own words. I didn't quit. I was cut. I didn't walk away from my brothers. I was thrown out. Being fired on the sideline for having a painful injury was bad enough. Then came their spin. Now this is big. Coach denied on national television that he knew about my ankle. That's 100% inaccurate. Not only did he know I missed several games with the injury, he and I exchanged texts days before the game where he clearly acknowledged my injury. He obviously knew I was on the injury list, and the GM acknowledged after the game in text message to my camp that I did tell coach about my ankle pain on Sunday. He continues on. He says, "Ooh, this is very long. I know we were losing to the Jets, and that was frustrating for all of us, but I could not make football plays on that ankle. Yes, I walked off the field, but there's a major difference between launching from the line and taking hits compared to jogging off the field with the rush of emotions going through your mind." Now, that's very true because a lot of people's like, oh, he looked healthy enough to walk off the field. Yeah, but playing in an NFL game and doing some jumping jacks running off the field, two totally different things. Let's not compare those two. Let's continue. Let's see. I am reflecting on my reaction, but there was a trigger. The trigger was someone telling me that I am not allowed to feel pain. I acknowledge my past, but my past does not make me a second class citizen. It's a funny choice of words. My past does not forfeit my right to be heard when I am in pain. First, they cut me. Now they cage me in. Instead of asking me how I felt or getting to the bottom of it, let's see. See, getting to the bottom, promoting a totally false narrative that I randomly acted out without any explanation. They even told us in writing, quote, "Don't spin this in any other way. I have stress, I have things I need to work on, but the worst part of this has been the Bucks' repeated effort to portray as a random outburst. They are telling people that first I walked off, then I was cut. No, no, no. I was cut first, then I went home. They threw me out like an animal, and I refused to wear their brand on my body, so I took the jersey off. As part of an ongoing cover up, ooh, this is big, big accusation from AB. They are acting like I wasn't cut and now demanding that I see a doctor of their choice to examine my ankle. What they did not know until now is that on Monday morning that I had an urgent MRI on my ankle and it shows broken bone fragments stuck in my ankle, the ligament torn from the bone and cartilage lost, which was beyond painful. You can see the bone bulging from the outside, but that must and can be repaired. The MRI has been read by two top orthopedic surgeons in New York City, including Dr. Martin O'Malley at a hospital for special surgery, not realizing that I had already scheduled a surgery at HSS. The Bucks ordered me under the penalty of discipline and with a few hours notice to show up to more junior doctor at HSS for another opinion. What a giving me a surprise attack order to show up to another doctor with no responsibility no reasonable notice and setting this whole thing up as a basis to cut me because what they did on Sunday was not legitimate. Sorry, GM. I already received a confirming opinion from the top doc at the hospital you ordered me to go to. I love the Bucks fans. I really do. I love my teammates and everyone who showed me grace and believed in me. I gave the Bucks everything I had on the field. What the organization is doing now needs to be cleared up. I do not understand how people publicly claiming to be concerned about my mental health can do these things to me in private. Once my surgery is complete, I'll be back 100% and looking forward to next season. Business is going to be booming. Now that is from Antonio Brown. Wow. What what a document. What a document. What the heck of a statement put out by AB. It's really well written, but it makes some damning accusations against the Bucks. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. So the NFL, as we all know, it's a violent league. It's a league where guys get hurt. It's a league where guys get concussions, and it's a league that's had a history of covering up said injuries and concussions. This is nothing new. We've known in the NFL in the past has been accused of and convicted. Let's be honest, they've been found guilty in the fact of they have forced players to play injured. They have souped guys up on pain medicine, painkillers, pain shots, pain, all kinds of stuff. And for a long, long time, they even denied head trauma, CTE, concussions, mental illness due to head trauma, et cetera, et cetera. So none of these things are new. But what's so damning about Antonio Brown's statements in 2022, because you got to think we're in a brand new year, is that it's still happening. Antonio Brown is accusing not only the Bucs, but this is an NFL problem. If this is true, he is accusing them of forcing him to play injured, and this is big no for guys remaining in the NFL. See, the NFL is trying to get away from this image that they don't care about their players, that they don't care about guys' health, whether it's mental or physical, that they take care of their guys and that they love their guys through and through everything, when that has not always been the case. And so that is why what AB is saying is so damning, not just for the Bucs, but for the league. And so we're going to take a look at what the Bucs had to say, because the Bucs, what AB said is big. And actually I'm going to show Antonio Brown. He put out some receipts to kind of back up what he had to say. He didn't just say this and go about his day. He has receipts, both messages from let me make sure it's still here, from Alex Guerrero and from Bruce Arians. So this is a text message thread between Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Bucs. And then we're gonna watch how the Bucs kind of tried to play some word games to kind of get us, throw us off the loop, and then I'll let you decide who's lying, and I'll give my opinion at the end. This is a text thread between, and this also Bruce Arians, head coach of the Buccaneers, has confirmed that this text thread is real. Like, this isn't fake messages. This isn't fake. He's confirmed that this is real. This is the first message. It was Thursday, December 30th. It says, "This is BA. Make sure you're ready to go tomorrow. We, in all caps, are not resting for the playoffs." Then on Friday, that weekend, it says, "Call me." It's AB sends a picture of what looks like a doctor's visit or some kind of massage therapy on his ankle. And then his next message says, "I'm all in, coach. Really can't get to full speed. I want to win. Want to be there if I wake up tomorrow. Feel better. I'll be ready." Kind of rolled it outside on 2-point play. "I want what's best for the team. Let me know when you're free. I'll call." And then so this is AB telling Coach Bruce Arians that his ankle's hurt. Like, this is proof. It's right here. He says it right here. He actually sends a picture of his ankle getting looked at, and it says kind of rolled it up on the 2-point play. So he lets him know because AB played last week, that he rolled his ankle on the 2-point play. So this is AB, having the receipts. So Bruce Arians knows that Antonio Brown's ankle is hurt. Like, this is before the game, but there's no denying it. He actually sends him a picture of his ankle getting looked at, and then Bruce Arians responds, "Come see me in the morning. We'll talk it out. Definitely want you with us in case you're ready." So Bruce Arians' response lets us know that he is acknowledging Antonio Brown's injury. So let me know in the chat. Let me know, everybody. Are we all clear? Bruce Arians has acknowledged the injury. Antonio Brown has informed Bruce Arians of the injury. So therefore, if Bruce Arians and or the Tampa Bay Bucks somehow, some way say that they did not know that Antonio Brown was injured, they would be what? They would be lying. They would be lying, because the text message right there just proved that Bruce Arians knew that Antonio Brown was injured. So now we're about to pull up the statement made by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, guys. Thumbs up button, by the way. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a nice amount of people in here. So let's take a look at what the statement that the Buccaneers released. So the Bucs released a statement on Antonio Brown. It says Buccaneers statement on the release of Antonio Brown. It says, quote, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have terminated the contract of Antonio Brown effective immediately. This all came out today. While Antonio Brown did receive treatment on his ankle and was listed on the injury report. Okay, so this is them admitting that they knew his ankle was injured. The week leading up to last Sunday's game, he was cleared to play by our medical team prior to the start of the game. This is true because AB played in the first half. And at no point during the game did he indicate to our medical personnel that he could not play. We have attempted multiple times throughout the week to schedule an evaluation by an outside orthopedic specialist, yet Antonio has not complied. Maintaining the health and wellness of our players is the utmost importance to our organization. Okay, so this is where being able to decipher words and see through BS works well for someone like me and people like you because you guys are really really smart. In this statement, the Bucks say AB didn't inform medical staff about his injury. This is what they say. But what what Antonio Brown said in his statement, if we deciphering words, he didn't say that he told medical staff. He says that he told his coach. Now, standard procedure when a player is injured, standard procedure is you tell the medical staff and then they relay them, they test you out or do whatever, and then they relay the message to the coach. But Antonio Brown says, well, yeah, I might not have told the medical staff, but I told the head coach. You see what I'm saying? He just kind of bypassed someone. Now, Antonio Brown is someone who plays at a peak level that is unlike some players we've ever seen throughout the league. For a guy's his stature, his size, with his speed, his cutting ability, like his number one ability, his number one trait is his quickness, his movement, his cuts in and out of breaks, his speed and agility. Obviously, you need a healthy ankle to do those kind of things. And so with him having a bum ankle, he's not able to be AB. Like that's just how it works. And so the Bucks in their statement lets us know that AB possibly told Coach Bruce Arians. He just didn't tell the medical staff. Well, that's a tricky little way of saying, yeah, he told us during the game, but he didn't tell the guys he was supposed to tell. Well, damn it, he told the damn head coach. You get what I'm saying? Like he still told the head coach. He might not have told the medical staff, and maybe he should have, because maybe that's standard procedure. But he told BA. Like AB says that. And not only did he tell BA, he told BA leading up to the game. So the medical staff knew it leading up to the game. Head coach Bruce Arians knew it leading up to the game. And then he tells you during the game. Doesn't that mean he's probably hurt? Doesn't that mean he's probably hurt, guys? Let me know if I'm bugging. Let me know if I'm twisting it, if I'm trying to twist words, if I'm reading something that's not there. Like please, I'm all for it. But he told the head coach, and that to me should be enough information or give him enough prudence. Someone that's as talented as AB, someone that works as hard as AB. Now he's a knucklehead. He gets a couple mulligans. He does some silly stuff, but that to me should be suffice enough. Him telling the head coach to let everybody know that hey, he really is hurt. Now there is let's see. There is a yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So now I'm about to play a 2-minute video of Bruce Arians uh, addressing Antonio Brown's comments and addressing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers statement that they put out. So this is head coach Bruce Arians, and we're just laying out all the facts, guys. We're just laying out everything, and then we're coming to our own intelligent conclusion. So this is head coach BA. This is Bruce Arians. And let me know if you can hear it. If you can't hear it, please let me know. Let me know. So this is a 2-minute video. Let's take a listen.
Did he ever ask the trainer or doctor about his ankle? He never went through. That's the normal protocol. You go through protocols during games. I was never notified of it. So obviously that was the disturbing thing when we were looking for him to go back into the game. All right. We always had.
So if you can't hear it, Bruce Arians also repeats what the Buccaneers statement said. He's saying that Antonio Brown never notified the doctor or the trainers that he was injured. Because AB played in the first half. Now listen to, and if you can't hear it, please let me know. But listen to why. So now the Bucs, they first said Antonio Brown had just like this wild outburst. But now Bruce Arians is about to make a statement on why he believes AB had that outburst. And it has nothing to do with him, of course. Let's take a listen. If you can't hear it, I'll repeat it.
He was very upset at halftime about who was getting targeted. Got that calmed down. Players took care of that. It started again on the sideline.
So if you couldn't hear it, he says Antonio Brown was very upset at halftime about his targets or lack of targets. The fact that, Gronk was getting targets and Mike Evans or whoever, other players were getting targets and AB wasn't. So that's what Bruce Arians is saying. He said he went into halftime, AB being went into halftime pissed off, upset, but the players were able to calm him down. But then he got back frustrated once he got back to the sideline. Let's continue.
We called for the personnel group that he had played in the entire game. He refused to go in the game. That's when I looked back and saw him basically wave off the coach.
So then the Bruce Arians goes on to say Antonio Brown, they called for the special package or the formation that includes Antonio Brown. And he looked back to see where AB was, and AB waved off a coach. And this is when Bruce Arians goes and literally admits that he does cut Antonio Brown on the field. Let's listen.
Um, I then went back, approached him about what was going on. I ain't playing. What's going on? I ain't getting the ball. That's when I said, "You're done. Get the F out of here."
So Bruce Arians' version of what took place, he says that he goes over to Antonio Brown after he refuses to go in the game, and he looks at him and he goes, "Hey man, what's going on?" And AB responds, "This is what Bruce Arians says." AB responds, "I'm not getting the ball. I ain't going out there." And so BA, which is Bruce Arians, goes on to say, "Well, get the F out of here," and sends him to the locker room. So,
And that's the end of it.
and that's the end
And
of it.
we're working on Carolina. That's the end of the story. And hopefully it ends today.
He said that's the end of the story and hopefully ends today.
I don't know. That is that a throat slash?
So a reporter asked him about the throat slash that AB says he did, and he says, "I don't know. Is that like pointing towards the locker room? Is that a throat slash?"
That's all it was. You can't force a player to play. You can't force a player to play. I mean, they have that choice. It's their body, and he decided to play. He and Mike both were on pitch counts. All right, and we were trying to manage that as best we could in the first half.
So BA goes on to say that you can't force a player to play. Both Antonio Brown and Mike Evans, who also has a lingering injury, were on pitch counts, meaning they only were only allowed to play so many plays during this game. The Bucs staff, training staff, or whoever says that they were only going to allow Mike Evans and Antonio Brown so many plays in the game against the Jets.
No, you saw the text. I mean, it was out there, so it's
So a reporter asked Bruce Arians about the text message thread between him and Antonio Brown, and Bruce Arians just confirmed, yes, those texts are real. That was from me to him, and to him, from him to me.
if you can go on Saturday, I want you with the team in case you can go. He participated in the Saturday walkthrough like he was going, so there was never another question about it.
And that is the end of what took place between Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians. So that is all that's happening. That is all that's happening. Someone says so. Basically, the coach told him to leave. So AB did exactly what the coach told him to do. Yeah, he told him to get the F out of here. That was his words. Exactly. Get the F out of here. And that is what Antonio Brown did. Now, the question is, who is lying? Is Antonio Brown lying or is Bruce Arians lying? Now, I want to also give you guys more context about these two. Now, Bruce Arians never wanted Antonio Brown on the Bucs. Let's make sure everybody knows this. Please let me know in the chat if you knew. Bruce Arians never wanted Antonio Brown on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when Antonio Brown was a free agent before last season. Bruce Arians vowed that the Bucs would not sign Antonio Brown, and then they signed him because Tom Brady wanted him there. And then Bruce Arians said, "Well, if Antonio Brown messes up one time, he will get cut." And then he did mess up one time, and guess what? He didn't get cut. But the relationship between BA, this is according to all reports, the relationship between Bruce Arians and Antonio Brown drastically changed after the fake COVID-19 vaccine card. Once the fake COVID card thing took place, that is when the relationship changed because Bruce Arians was pissed and embarrassed that the Bucs went through what they went through with AB and a couple of other guys. I can't think of the names off the top of my head, but a couple other guys were caught and suspended for having fake COVID-19 vaccine cards. Antonio Brown, of course, missed 3 games while he was also nursing an injury. And so because of that, reporters are saying Antonio Brown never was well received by Bruce Arians since that incident. Now, since that incident, just the relationship between the two was never the same. And of course, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that Bruce Arians never wanted AB there in the first place. Like, we can't just ignore that. He never wanted them there in the first place. He was there because Tom Brady wanted him there. And then, of course, all of this has gone down. Now, here's my thoughts on the situation. I came on this very same show and I told you guys I wasn't a fan of how Antonio Brown handled that. I was like, yo, AB is 33 years old. He's a grown man. And that's just not how you handle yourself. That's not how you should present yourself. I get it. I get being upset. And at the time, I didn't know these layers that we do now know. I get being upset. I get not wanting to, you know what I'm saying, not being pissed off by whatever reason. I get all of that. But at the same time, I also understand that you have an image that you represent. You represent Antonio Brown Enterprises. You represent a lot of kids from, the inner city. You represent someone that these kids aspire to be. And when all of these kids and grown men or whoever are looking up to you and you're presenting yourself like that, it's very childish. It's very childlike. And it allows people to think that being childlike is okay. And that was my whole problem with the way Antonio Brown went, how everything went down with him. Now, obviously, I didn't know these text messages and this back and forth. And I knew that not AB, Bruce Arians was pissed about the fake COVID test. But I didn't have this level of insight that Antonio Brown has provided for us. Now, here's the thing. As you all, if you're a football fan, you know that both NFL films and everything on NFL sidelines are caught on video, audio. Video and audio is always players, teams, microphones are everywhere. So there is audio somewhere. NFL films, I'm calling out you. Someone has the audio to this exact exchange. There is 2 key elements that are drastically different in both Antonio Brown's version of what took place and Bruce Arians' version of what took place. It's very similar in a lot of ways, but it's a drastic difference. Bruce Arians is claiming Antonio Brown stormed off the field because he wasn't getting targets. Antonio Brown claims he stormed off the field because he was injured and his coach cut him on the sideline and tried to force him to play injured. Those are 2 drastically different versions of the same story. 2 drastically different versions. And so the audio was out there, and the audio would tell the truth. The eye in the sky tells no lies. Because men lie, women lie, but the eye in the sky tells no lies. So someone has the audio, and the audio will be released. Now, Antonio Brown is a player, and Antonio Brown's career could be okay, or it could be very much well over. If he's lying, people will just say, hey, that's Antonio Brown being Antonio Brown. He's just lying. That's just what he does, etc., etc. But if Bruce Arians is lying, that would be horrific because that would shed another negative bad light on not just Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but on the NFL as a whole. Because you got to think the NFL, like I said earlier, is trying to escape this stigma that they force players to play injured, that they don't care about their players' health and safety and well being. They're trying to escape that. It's a shadow that's chasing them like hell, but they're trying to escape that shadow. And Bruce Arians will also have a lot of questions to answer if he is lying. Now, the thing is, both of these guys have been in a part of the NFL or associated with the NFL for a very long time. And so, therefore, they understand that everything is mic'd up. So, for both of them to come out and make these statements, knowing that there is audio out there, someone is a bold MFer. Someone is very, 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 very bold because they both have been a part of the NFL for long enough, and especially on a team that just won the Super Bowl. You got to think the Bucs just won the Super Bowl and are fighting for a top playoff spot. They're in the middle of a playoff hunt, and they're the defending reigning Super Bowl champions. And so everything that they do is recorded and mic'd up. And so for them to go out and someone to be blatantly lying, because someone is clearly lying, I don't know who, lets us know that they are bold, 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 bold men. So here is what I think. Do I know who's lying? Absolutely no. I have no idea who's lying. I'd be lying to you if I just said, yeah, I believe Antonio Brown 100% because I want to, but I don't. And then I'd definitely be lying if I said I believe Bruce Arians 100% because Bruce Arians has already been lying. Bruce Arians has already lied about the situation because he tried to make Antonio Brown look crazy, and then he's come out and said because he could have said AB overreacted to not getting the ball, not getting targeted enough that day on Sunday. But instead, he just tried to make AB look crazy. And now it's like they all huddled together and came out and said, oh, AB was pissed off about not getting the ball. And so that's why I'm kind of iffy. I want to side, I'm like 60-40 AB. The only problem is, and this is a big problem, the reason why I can't be 100% AB is because Antonio Brown has complained about not getting the ball in years past. Now, Antonio Brown was hurt. That we can confirm. Antonio Brown told Bruce Arians that he was hurt. That Antonio Brown confirmed for us himself with the receipts of his text message. But what was said on Sunday afternoon on the sideline, that we do not know and will not know until that audio is released. Someone says the MRI would tell the truth. No, we already know AB is hurt. He sent the picture. He sent the picture of his ankle getting worked on. BA confirmed that he knew AB's ankle was injured, and you know what I'm saying, like so that we already know. Like the MRI won't have to confirm that for us. What only thing that can confirm anything for us is the audio of the exchange because both sides recognize that an exchange happened. Both sides recognize that an exchange happened, but but what words were said during this exchange are drastically different from both Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians. Now, here's one thing, guys. Let me be sure to hit the thumbs up button. We're in here really heavy. Here's another thing that you also have to consider. I already told you that Bruce Arians, and this is why I really want to side with Antonio Brown. I already told you guys that Bruce Arians was pissed that AB had the fake fake COVID vaccine card thing. He was pissed about that. He made no shame about being super pissed about AB faking his COVID vaccine card, or at least inquiring about a fake one, or whatever. He got suspended for it. But this I want you to take this nugget home with you. Like I said, everything, if you ever watch NFL films or anything on NFL Network, these guys record every single thing. All conversations between players on the sidelines and players on the field, all that stuff is captured on tape. That's why them big guys walk around with them big old like bulb kind of things. And they walk around and have to hold it with two hands, and they have like these special hats and these special garments on. Yeah, that's them capturing all the audio. The NFL understands these accusations made by Antonio Brown are not good. I mean, let's just be honest, they're just not good at all. If the NFL wants to clear their name, they will release the audio. And if the audio goes as Bruce Arians says, AB will say, I'm not getting the ball. And BA will say, well, get the F out. And that is what it is. That audio/video will be released. And the NFL will say, see, we do care about our players. We didn't force Antonio Brown to go back into the game. He lied to you guys, blah, 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 blah. And then people will just say, see, Antonio Brown's a liar, like we always knew. He should be never be allowed to play football again, and all this and all that. That will be one thing, and that is something that could take place. But if Bruce Arians is lying, this is the kicker, guys. This is the big kicker. If Bruce Arians is lying, we will never see that tape. We will never get that audio and or video. Why? Because that will make the entire league look bad. The audio and video is there. Trust, I swear on everything. I know that it's there. It just hasn't been released. And part of the reason why it may or may not, I could be wrong, but part of the reason why it probably hasn't been released yet is because Antonio Brown is telling the truth. The NFL wants to side with an NFL head coach in an NFL organization and not with a guy who puts Super Gremlin as the caption of his pictures. So that is just my 2 cents on the whole entire situation. Now, someone, Janice Montgomery says tapes can be manipulated. I don't know, Janice. Now, that is true. Tapes can be manipulated. But if they just release the tape, release the audio, no edit. I mean, these are blatant words that sides that are taken. One guy is saying he told his coach he was hurt. His coach basically didn't give a f and told him to go home. The other guy is saying AB told him, I can't. I'm not gonna play because you're not throwing me the ball. And then the coach tells him to go home. You can't really manipulate that. It's either gonna be one part or another part. Like, it's either going to be Antonio Brown telling the truth or Bruce Arians is telling the truth. Ain't too much manipulation going on right there. Like that's just it. That is just it. But if we never get that audio, then I know who I'm siding with. Then I know who's telling the truth because the audio and the video is there. But if the NFL doesn't release it, or if it doesn't get leaked, or Adam Schefter doesn't put it out there, or whoever, Sham Sharania, whoever your favorite reporter is, Woj, whatever, if they don't come out with this audio and video, then that kind of lets me know Bruce Arians was the one lying. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. This is the war of words between Antonio Brown and Bruce Arians. Who's lying and who's not? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Black Boss Channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up button. You guys were awesome in the comments and awesome viewing today. Hit the thumbs up button and pray I can get on this flight out of Nashville while this blizzard's going on. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.